In this video today, I will be showing you exactly how to create a coloring book to sell on Amazon KDP. Now, of course, you can sell your coloring book on other platforms as well, but because I know that a lot of you here on my channel create books for KDP, we're going to be focusing on KDP in this video today. So this video will be a complete walkthrough. I will show you how to create the coloring book as well as how to upload your book into Amazon KDP. So if that is something you are interested in, stay tuned. Hey, if you're new here, and hey, if you are just coming back, my name is Shanice, and my purpose is to ensure that online moneymakers are able to, one, maximize their online presence, and two, increase their sales. And my goal for this video is to show you exactly how to create a coloring book so that you can start selling books online today. This is the agenda for our video today. So we will be talking about what exactly is Amazon KDP, why should you sell coloring books, how do you go about creating your KDP account, how do you find your book size, as well as creating your interior and your book cover. And then we're going to talk a bit about marketing strategy so that you can start seeing some sales on these books. Now, before we get deep into the video, I do want to let you all know that I have a free download for you. This is a book publication checklist, and this is an essential resource for dotting I's and crossing T's as it concerns self-publishing. All right, so what is Amazon KDP? Well, Amazon KDP is a self-publishing platform. This platform allows you to self-publish your own books. It is completely print on demand, which means that you don't ship or pack any orders. So Amazon is going to take care of all of that. They're going to print your book and send your book to your customer. And should your customer ever return, hopefully not, any books, Amazon also takes care of any returns. Now, with Amazon KDP, you are able to publish a number of different types of books. So you can publish coloring books, which is what we're going to do today. You can publish composition notebooks, which we did in my last video, but you can also publish like journals or children's book or a novel. So the options are really endless with Amazon KDP. Some things to note is that Amazon is going to take 60 days before they pay you out your money, as well as Amazon only offers paperback and hardcover. And so for that reason, I do have an ebook. It's called More Than a Vendor List, and it just gives you more options. So if you're looking to start a self-publishing business, I always recommend not boxing yourself in. And so that's the great thing with my ebook, More Than a Vendor List, is that it's going to give you options as you look to start your business. So why coloring books? Well, honestly, why not coloring books, right? That's what we should really be asking. So with coloring books, you can publish lots of different books, meaning you can tap into lots of different niches. So you can create books for kids, for adults, just for men, just for women. You can create books for based on animals, based on, like, there's so many things you could do with coloring books. I can't even name all of them. So you do get to tap into a lot of features that KDP offers that you don't get with low content book. For instance, you get the look inside feature, which means that people are able to kind of browse through, flip through your book and see a couple of the pages that you have. You also get the free ISBN. So I do have a video talking all about ISBNs if you want to go ahead and check that out. But you do get a free ISBN when you're publishing coloring books versus when you're publishing a composition notebook, you do have to publish with no ISBN. You can also publish coloring books widely. So platforms like Ingram Spark are going to accept coloring books. You can also publish your coloring books on your own website using a platform like Lulu, which is actually really great for coloring books. And I do have a video on that as well, just showing you the different quality of paper that you get from KDP versus Lulu. So you can check that video out as well if you're interested. But you can really publish your coloring books widely. Then the last one here, we already kind of covered this, is that you get lots of different sub niches that you can tap into. So you could create like a princess coloring book for girls, or you could create like a football coloring book. Like, there are lots of different niches that you can combine to create something really unique. And honestly, coloring books sell a lot, especially times around Christmas. Summer is coming up, kids are going to be home, parents want activities for their kids to do. So coloring books are going to sell. They're also, of course, an educational item, right? So coloring books are helping with motor skills and helping kids identify colors and shapes and numbers. So because it's a learning resource, it means that you have even more opportunity, and it's even more of a reason why you should get started with creating coloring books today. In terms of book sizes for coloring books, I find that most people create their coloring books as 8.5 by 11, right? This makes sense. It's standard paper size, especially if you're looking to also sell your coloring books as digital downloads so people can print them at home. You're going to want to stick into the 8.5 by 11 range because that's just the most common size out of a printer, like a home-based printer. So definitely I can see the appeal with 8.5 by 11, but for purposes of the video today, we're actually going to be creating a smaller coloring book, and it's actually going to be a square in 8.5 by 8.5. And we're going to be using BookBolt, so we don't have to worry too much about like the book matching up with KDP sizing because we're going to be using BookBolt for this video. Now, in order to create your Amazon KDP account, it's really simple. You just go to kdp.amazon.com and you want to click on Join KDP. And for this, you are actually going to use your Amazon selling or buying account. So the account that you use for Amazon.com where you shop, that's what you would use to join KDP. Now, if you want your KDP email to be completely different from your Amazon shopping email, then you can go ahead and actually create a new Amazon account. So using a different email and just using that one for KDP. So you can do that as well. And that's actually something I wish I had done when I was starting off on Amazon, but I didn't do that. But that is something that you could do. So as I said, we're going to be using BookBolt in this video. I absolutely love BookBolt. And so with BookBolt, you do get a 3-day free trial. So there's a link in my description that's going to let you try out this awesome tool for 3 days. And then if you do like it and you want to keep it, make sure that when you're signing up, you use my code Shanice DK Designs, because that is going to give you 20% off every month. So not 20% off your first month, but 20% off every single month that BookBolt is going to renew. So make sure that you're using my code Shanice DK Designs so that you can take advantage of all the savings that are available to you. So here I am over in BookBolt, and again, remember, once you click that link, start your 3-day free trial, enter Shanice DK Designs to make sure that you get your 20% off. So I'm gonna go ahead and log in. So if you click on the cloud, all you need to do is choose your category. So for us, it's going to be a coloring book, and you just want to type something in the keyword slot. So it is optional, so we're gonna not type anything today, but if you had something that you wanted to type, you could just simply type that in. So we're gonna go ahead and search and just kind of see what coloring books are popping up. And so as we continue scrolling, you may be seeing more of the same bold and easy coloring book, similar to the original one that started selling. And what I love is that people are putting their own spin on this. So we're going to create something very similar in this video today. And we're actually going to be doing animals. All right. So we're going to be doing animals, bold and easy coloring book. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to click up here where it says research, and you want to switch that to create. Once you do that, you're going to click on the BookBolt Studio. Then you're going to click on project, new project, and we're going to create the cover and the interior. So we're going to call this bold coloring book. And then we're going to do 8.5 by 8.5. And BookBolt is going to take care of everything as it concerns the sizing, making sure that it matches the KDP, so you do not have to worry about that. We're going to stick with the black and white interior with white paper. And we're going to actually do 42 pages. I want 20 coloring pages, 1 page for the This Book Belongs To, and then 1 copyright page. And then we're going to be creating it with bleed today. So go ahead and create project. All right, so I like to do my cover last. So we're gonna come back and do the cover later on. So right now we're gonna start off. So this page would be the welcome page, right? So this journal belongs to, or this coloring book belongs to. So this coloring book belongs to, let's put a hyphen. Make it a little bigger because we are creating this for children. So we want it to be big enough that they can actually do it. So we're going to leave it there, center it. What you're going to do next is you're actually going to go ahead and click on right here where it says 0px. Click on that, and you're going to turn the stroke up to, let's say, about 10. You're going to keep the stroke black. And then over here on the color of the text, you're going to change that to white. And so what that does is create this hollow look, which means that the kids are able to color in This Coloring Book Belongs To. And for a space for them to put their name, we're actually going to go ahead and use a rectangle. So we're going to go ahead and stretch that out, make it a little smaller, drag it down, make sure it's centered. And then you're going to pretty much do the same thing. So on 0px, we're going to change that. We can change that to about 10. We're going to keep it black. And then for the color, we're going to make this white, or you could actually just select no color. So whichever one you want to do. So then this is where the kid would put in their name. We're going to make this whole thing centered actually. Like that, like so, like that. And so that is what the front page looks like. Now, something else that you could do on this page is to put a shape or put something that can just make it fun. So if we're doing animals, you could put little animals on the page. So here's a little butterfly that you could put on the page. You could put a little, another little butterfly. So you could just put different things on the page to kind of make it stand out. Again, you can do the same thing because these are shapes, right? So you could say, okay, let's go 10 and let's make the fill white. Sorry, I didn't choose a color, choose that color black. So now we have those little shapes and their outline. And again, we are doing bleed, so you can put your images close to the edge and not worry about that because we are doing bleed. You can fill this page with just lots of different butterflies around the border because that is what you are creating. Something else you could do is just add a line. So if you didn't want to do all butterflies, you wanted to kind of create like a border look, you could just add like a line connecting the butterfly to the edge of the book. And you can always duplicate if you want. So you could just click on it, click on the line. Oh, let's highlight it, click on it, duplicate, drag it down, and then put another line here. Right? And then that could just be the front of the book and we just kind of move on. On the next page, page 2, this is going to be your copyright page, right? So this is going to be the pretty side. So the side that as soon as they open the cover, they're going to see this. And then behind this page is this page. So this would be your copyright page. And then you would just put, you know, your name, your website, copyright information, and things of that nature. So here we're just going to put Shanice on Biz as a placeholder. All right, so this would be the first actual coloring page. And there are a couple of ways that you can use BookBolt to create your coloring book. So the first one I want to show you is just what we just did on the first page, which was just using simple shapes. Now, this is going to work best if you're doing a mixture of different things, a mixture of different shapes or objects or animals or whatever. And so you're not going to have a whole lot of variety here to create an entire butterfly coloring book, but you could use a few of them. So if we said, okay, we took this one, we stretched it out, we did the same thing of changing this, turning up the stroke to about 10. And of course, 10 is just the number that I'm choosing. You can turn up your stroke or down your stroke however you see fit. So this is one way, right? Because this is a coloring image. This is a nice, bold, and easy. And so if we wanted to make the line even thicker, again, you turn up that stroke. You make the line as thick as you want, right? So that would be a simple image that you could use. So now that it's saved, this is going to be, again, another pretty page. In my culture, that's what we call them, the pretty page. So on the back of this page, you're not going to want to put anything because you don't want the kids to be coloring on both sides. So this page would be intentionally left blank. One thing I like to do with this page is I would put something like draw your own, or, you know, at the top, write a story so that the page isn't just blank. But you don't have to put anything if you don't want to. So we would just put draw your own on this one. All right, and so now that you have this as the draw your own page, one thing you could do that I really love about BookBolt is you can actually click over here on the thumbnail and click clone this page. We're going to select every even page. We're going to unselect this first copyright page. And so now it is selecting every even page. And then what you want to do is just click on clone, click OK, and it's going to clone this page on every other page. So you don't need to go in and manually put draw your own on each page, right? So just make sure that whatever sentence you want to be on the page, you put it on there before you actually go through and clone it. So now we are on our second coloring page, and how you're going to create your coloring book using the second method here on BookBolt is to click on picture. Once you click on picture, you want to search something like butterfly outline, right? So you could use Pixabay or Unsplash. I personally prefer to use Pixabay. So once you add outline to it, it's automatically going to let the system know that you're looking for something with a clear outline. So you could find a couple images here. So this one is a great one. You could always pull that in and change the color here. So you go to effects, you do that, it's going to automatically turn that to black and white, right? So that is something else that you could do. Of course, this is so bold that you would perhaps either want to make it as thin as this or improve the size on this so that it looks like everything matches. Something else that you could probably do is duplicate this. So it's already duplicated. And then what you would do is you would replace the color on one of them to white. So choose and turn that into white. And so now you have one that's white, one that's black. And then one thing that you could do that already looks cool. That already looks cool. So one thing that you could do is you could make one of them smaller. So make the interior one smaller and just try to match it up, you know, as best as possible so that you can basically reduce the size of the line, right? So that's the goal, is you want to reduce how thick the line is. And that's kind of why you would do something like that. So you do have to just line it up, make sure that it's perfect or as perfect as you can get it. Another way is to, again, go back to Pixabay and just choose the ones that are, you know, pretty simply outlined. So we have this one, that's a great one. And then another way that you could do it, as we look to do our another image here, is if you don't find one that is already outlined to your liking, you could actually just search butterfly, turn this to transparent right here. And then when you find one that you like, you're going to look for images that have a clear outline. So it's colored in, but it does have a clear outline. So you can clearly see the outline of the butterfly, or you can clearly see how the person drew the butterfly. Now, it may take a little bit of searching through and looking through to find an image like that. But once you find one, there is a feature in BookBolt that's going to allow you to remove the color. So just kind of scroll through. I'm going to scroll through and I'm going to see if any pops out at me that have that clear outline, and then I'll show you exactly how to go about doing that. All right, so this one looks like a great one. I just saw this really cute butterfly here. We can see that it has a clear outline, right? We can see the clear black lines. So we'll just click on this one and use it. What you want to do is you want to click on this button that looks like a little star fruit. Once you click on that, it is going to automatically remove the color from the image. So before we could see that it was, you know, pink and orange, now it is clear. You can actually use this as an image to color. All right, so now that we're done with the interior of our book, we can go ahead and work on our cover. And for the cover file, I'm actually going to go ahead and keep it pretty simple as I typically do. So we're going to change the background of this, and I feel pink today, so we're going to go ahead and say we want that background to be pink. What we're going to do here is we're actually going to turn down the transparency on this cover template so that we can actually see what we're creating. But this is great for a guide, so you can know just how big your spine is, if you wanted to put spine text and things like that. But then we are going to go and design our cover. And so what we're gonna do now is we are going to add a couple of different butterflies to the page. All right, so this is the cover of our book. I kept it really simple on the cover, so I just went with a colored background. So all you have to do is click on the background. You can always change your color, really simple here. And then I just added in a couple of the butterfly images from the shapes feature here in BookBolt. So just the shapes feature, I just added in a couple of butterflies. Some of them I added color to them. Others I left it as the outline because it is a coloring book. So it's always good to leave just a couple outline images on the front. And I just went with bold and easy coloring book, 20 butterfly illustrations. You could put something on here like for kids, for adults, for anyone, any age, like you can kind of do what you want to do. So in order to get this over to Amazon KDP, what you will need to do is click on download. You're going to download printed books. So download everything as a PDF. All right, so over here in kdp.amazon.com, what you want to do is click on create. Once you click on create, you're going to create a new paperback book. A bold and easy coloring book for kids, beautiful butterfly illustrations. That's the title of our book. Of course, you want to put in your author name. So here I'm going to just say that this is Shanice on Biz. And you want to also put in a description. So you want to make sure to write something here that describes your book. Next here it says, I own copyright and hold necessary publishing rights. You can go ahead and click yes on this because you do own the publishing rights to this book. Next thing, it says primary audience. And so this book does not contain any explicit information. You could choose a reading age if you want to, but we're not going to because it's a coloring book. All right, so now we're at categories, and this is actually a lot easier because we are creating a coloring book. So you would not click on low content book. And when you choose categories, you just want to go ahead and say, we did this as a children's book. So we can do children's book. Subcategory here, we could say activities, crafts, and games. There's also a subcategory of animals if you wanted to choose that one. So we're actually going to go with animals, crafts, and games as the first one. You can choose activity books here. Our activity book is a coloring book. And this is, it's going to be what? Nonfiction, because we are talking about butterflies, right? So that would be a category that you could have. So for purposes of this video, we're just going to go ahead and select that one category. Now, as it concerns your 7 keywords, these are things that, again, you can use BookBolt to get some ideas of keywords that you could use. So you could get some good options here from BookBolt, but you can also just use things that you think somebody would type in. So whatever terms you think somebody would type in to find your book is kind of how you want to approach this. Try to use phrases and not just single words because phrases always work better for search engines, okay? So your publication date, we want the publication date and the release date to be the same, and we want my book to be released for sale now. All right, so once you're done filling in all of those things, you're gonna go to the next page, so save and continue. And on this page is where you are actually going to upload your book. So we are gonna take that free KDP ISBN with this coloring book. We are going to change our size. So we did 8.5 by 8.5. So make sure you select that. We did bleed on this, so make sure to change that to bleed. And for your cover, you can have it. All right, so now you just want to upload your manuscript. It's really simple. Just select the file that you downloaded from BookBolt, give it a second for it to process. And then we're going to go ahead and upload our cover file. So then for cover, you want to click on upload a cover you already have. Click upload your file, find it on your computer, and then go ahead and add that file. Once you're done with that, you are going to select whether or not this has AI generated content. So we didn't specifically use any AI to create this book. We just used existing images or illustrations from BookBolt. But if you did use something like ChatGPT or Canva AI, then you want to go ahead and disclose that. So let's go ahead and launch our previewer. All right, once you have your previewer launch, everything should look great because, again, we did this in BookBolt and BookBolt does do that sizing for us. So we can see that our cover looks great. This is that first interior page, and we did select that we were going to go with bleed on this one. This is our image, and so on and so forth. So this is what our book would look like should we go through and actually print it. But of course, we're not going to because this is just, for purposes of this video. So once you're done and everything looks good, go ahead and approve. Once you've approved it, you just want to go to the next page, save and continue. So Amazon is saying they're going to charge us $2.84 to print this book. Of course, that does not include their cost for shipping. So once you get here, this is where you're actually going to see how much royalties you're going to make. So let's say we wanted to sell this book for $7.99, which is my favorite number these days. You would make $1.95 on this book. If you're like, you know what, the least I want to make is $2, then you can go ahead and bump that up to $8.99. At $8.99, you can see here that you bumped up to $2.55 in terms of royalty. So that is great. Then you want to go ahead and publish your paperback book. Now, I'm not going to publish this. I'm going to save it as a draft, but that is what you would do to create your book and get it listed on Amazon KDP. Now we're going to talk a little bit about marketing. So in terms of marketing, I would recommend that you go ahead and create a brand. So an entire coloring book brand. That would be my recommendation for you as you look to market this book. Of course, you want to take advantage of things like social media marketing, email marketing. You want to have a website. So literally all the things is what I would do for this. And again, you can publish widely. So you don't have to just stick to KDP and box yourself in, especially if you actually worked a little bit harder creating your coloring book. For me, I just created my coloring book in BookBolt, so I would most likely just stick to Amazon. But if I was to actually create something that either I drew the images or I had someone that I know drew the images or I paid an illustrator, I would go more wider with that coloring book because I invested so much more into it. So I think it's just a matter of thinking about your investment and kind of how you want to go about running this business. So I would stick to KDP for this brand, but I would still create something external to KDP so that I can move these books a lot faster. Now, this is something that I cover in my ebook From Passion to Profits. So if you've never sold online before and you're looking to get started with selling online, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you go ahead and grab a copy of that ebook From Passion to Profits. It's literally going to teach you everything you need to know to build a brand from scratch. Another thing we could do is you can always book a one-on-one session with me and we can spend 45 minutes strategizing about your brand and how you can actually make your mark on the market. So if you know that, hey, you know what? I really want to create this coloring book brand and I want it to be the best coloring book brand there is. I want to stand out. I want to get sales immediately. Then go ahead and book that call with me and let us strategize. Let us come up with a marketing plan. Let us come up with a schedule. Let us come up with a content calendar and really put in the work. So definitely, definitely, definitely consider all of your options here and choose what's going to work best for you. Of course, you can do all of this on your own. You can learn all of these things on your own, but it is going to take that time investment that we talked about in one of my last videos. I have so many last videos, you guys, but thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure that if you have not subscribed, you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you guys. It really, really, really helps out my channel. Also, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. It really, really helps out so that other people are able to see my content and so that I'm able to continue making videos like these for you all. Now, drop me a comment letting me know if you have any questions. Have you used BookBolt to create coloring books before? How is your publishing business going? Let's go ahead and talk in the comments. Until next time, my name is Shanice. You can find me at shaniceonbiz.com, and I will see you guys in any of my other videos in either of these two playlists. Okay, bye.